presenter of the Gonzalo Principles, also the author of the Gonzalo Principles for IELTS, a certified material for non-native speakers of the English language. If you're joining this channel for the first time, I would say it's a great opportunity to learn more about the English language tests known as the IELTS and older language tests like TOEFL, GRE, GMAT, SAT, and PTE. I would want you to also take a step further by subscribing on this channel and make sure you hit on the notification bell so you get notified when a new video pops up. Let's get down to business.
Hi, and welcome you quickly to the Gonzalo Principles. Today, my name remains Maxwell. Today, I will be talking about the reading section, what tips and strategies we can apply to get the best out of the reading section. I'll be right back. Okay, are you intending writing a test in the month of July and August? I would say the reading section is one of the core areas for concern when it comes to the IELTS test. Today, I'll be talking about these strategies and techniques you can apply to help you read effectively within a short space of time. You should know that an average IELTS passage range will count from 750 to 2000. So you can have the word range within these numbers there. And your time frame given to us to read might not be enormous or might not be enough for us to push through it there. So what do we do? First, take strategies. You can't just read the IELTS passages the way you read your regular novels, magazines, or other articles outside the test field there. You should also have at the back of your mind that a variety of topics will be tested. So you definitely need to have the knowledge of a variety of field in order to do well on the IELTS. A good side of it is everything you need to answer the question is right there in a question passage. So you don't necessarily need to think out of the box in order to get your answers. As far as you can concentrate on a passage and get the best out of it, then definitely you should be able to do well. And 40 questions given to the IELTS there. So let's start off with my first strategy. My first strategy is called skating. The skating method requires you to analyze the IELTS passages. Quick take. The IELTS passages are written like essays. I'll say that again. An average IELTS passage is written like an average essay. And one thing we know about essays is that they're written in three various categories. And the categories are the introduction, the body, and the conclusion. So an average essay comes also in this manner. So if, for instance, if you have an average essay passage, like 5 paragraphs or 6 paragraphs or 7 paragraphs, you can definitely partition these paragraphs into the various segments of the essay. So I'll start off with my first paragraph as my introduction, then my last paragraph as my conclusion, then my middle paragraphs will be my body paragraphs. So this way, I have an idea back of my mind that the first paragraph gives me a little introduction to what the passage is all about. The last paragraph there kind of summarizes the entirety of the entire passage there. Then the body paragraph there gives details. Each time you look at a passage, evidently, IELTS will give you a minimum of 1 question type, maximum 3 question types in each of the passage. So if I take a first passage, I definitely have a maximum of 3 question types in that particular passage question set. This implies that I might have a true, false, not given, a matching head, or probably multiple choice questions. I can have more than these in a particular question set. Or probably I can just have 2 question types, meaning, for instance, I can have question 1 down to 7, true, false, not given, then 8 down to 14 could be matching heads. So whichever way you have it, try as much as possible to look at the question types first before you start reading the passage. Then you understand how to read the passage. Because most question types come with a variety of approach. For instance, if you're taking the matching heads questions first, which will cover question 1 to 5 or 6 or 7, you necessarily do not have to read the entire passage at a go. So you take it past paragraph by paragraph. For instance, I look at paragraph A, I try to analyze what the content of paragraph A is, I go straight to my list of headings, I pick the right paraphrase statement there. Once I'm done with that, I go straight to paragraph B, I read through carefully, I paraphrase the idea, I go straight to my list of headings, I pick the right list of heading there. In that way, you're taking them paragraph by paragraph.
But for instance, if I'm to have the true false not given question first, evidently I have to analyze the paragraphs in the passage from top to bottom. This implies that I have to create a good cover statement from each of the paragraph. Okay, next we'll be talking about what other methods could fit in the initially start off with analyzing the questions before reading the passage. Next, you should know how to use the scanning method. That is a very wonderful method to analyze your answers and kind of put them into the question fold and score her in the reading section. So basically, the scanning method requires you to look up for something that is in the question. So if you're taking the multiple choice question, or probably you're having a test completion or a short answer question, or probably the summary question, these question types I just listed can be answered effectively using the scanning method. So in a way, if you have these question types making the range of questions for your passage, don't bother reading from top to bottom of the paragraph. Rather, pick the operative word in the question and scan for them. I call the operative word keywords or keywords that will help you connect. For instance, if the question comes in to say OCD sufferers are deficient in serotonin, OCD sufferers are deficient in serotonin. Obviously, the passage would have talked about OCD and talk about patients and sufferers. So my keyword there I could have used to look up for my idea for this question said might be serotonin. So I pick up serotonin as a keyword there and I scan for it in the passage. Obviously, while scanning for serotonin, I will definitely get ideas around the question set that will definitely give me clues to my answer. Okay, so there you have it. So once you're taking the reading section, you try as much as possible to follow these simple steps I just highlighted. You need a little bit of practice anyways to master the various steps there. First, I said you have to look at the question types you're taking before you even think of reading the passage. It's very important. So that gives you a clue to how you read the passage. And next, you have to know that some question types do not necessarily need you to read the entire passage. For instance, if you're having the short answers, test completion or sentence completion, multiple choices, and summary questions, you might not necessarily need to read the passage in order to answer the questions. You can easily just scan the ideas through there. And finally, while you're reading the passage, make sure you're not reading the passage with intention of reading again. So try as much as possible to pick up your paraphrases from each of the cover statements in the passage. So I know you'll be wondering, how do I get a cover statement? Naturally, IELTS passages comes with cover statements. Cover statements are like titles of each of the paragraph. Every paragraph has got one. It could be at the beginning of the paragraph, the end of the paragraph, or in the middle. It is very rare for you to have it in the middle anyway, so you definitely have it at the beginning of the paragraph or the end. So that will actually make it a cover statement. So next time you're picking up a passage, looking at a paragraph, you just look at the first sentence and the last sentence, and you try to connect the ideas there. With that, you definitely will have a cover statement from those two sentences. And note, if the last sentence is an example or a detail, you read the preceding sentence, that is the sentence that comes before the example. Examples don't carry points, okay? So with this, keep practicing, keep pushing it, and I wish you success. Take care, bye-bye.